My favorite right is defending rights of human rights defenders, because what I discovered that most people, especially in Africa, they have been, it is from the history of man on the continent, that there are always people in society who have to direct you what to do, right or wrong. You don't have to question. So I discovered that in Africa we need people who have to speak for the people who can't speak for themselves. Yes. So I chose to work as that person. But again, I found out that working as that person who speaks for those who can't speak for themselves have also got challenges. They don't have that support. They are left alone when it comes to challenges. So I feel that defending their rights is again my favorite right.
Who am I? I think I'm a girl, I'm a woman, I'm a person, I'm a daughter, I'm a mother, I'm everything I want to be. And what makes me human, I'm conscious. I have a conscience of others. I have a love for others. I feel like I need care and I need to give care. That sense of me, I can get angry, I can get disappointed, I can wake up smiling, I can wake up crying. And all this for me makes me who I am. I am not specific in a certain way. Like I'm not gonna say I am very gentle and very, no, I can be gentle today, tomorrow I can be someone else. It depends on the circumstances I wake up with. To me,
you're flexible.
I'm flexible. Yeah. And that makes me. I feel like every right is my favorite. Every right that protects me, protects my neighbor, protects society, protects people who are not able to speak, a right that protects people's privacy, protects people's way of life. I think for me, that's all I find them favorite for me. I find each right significant for me. I find each right important for me. Because without these rights, I think I am nobody. Without these rights, I have no governance, I have no regulation, I have no way of living. I have no ways of living with others. Yeah.
A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun, on the orange sun rays, and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with fearful thrill of things unknown but longed for still, and his time is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the tread winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful thrill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom.
Looking at those questions, how does this make you feel?
It's about someone calling out for freedom, being in a state of captivity. Being in a cage, it doesn't really mean that you're not allowed to go outside. You can be in a cage of your own emotions, your mind, your surrounding. So, being free, we have another bird which is free. They're showing us the beauty of freedom. Going downstream, going wherever you want.
Why are you crying?
Oh, please. I'm crying because I'm feeling the happiness of freedom. But they're showing us this free bird that wakes up every morning, but actually hears the other caged bird singing, calling out for freedom. It makes me feel like if I can help someone who is tied up in a cage, I can help when I hear that cry.
I relate it to, like, first of all, fighting for freedom. It is not a short term. It is a long term, and even you may not even benefit from your fight. And another thing, however much, let me say, we have policies, we have laws, we have which makes us to be caged, it doesn't take away the fact that we still have the voice. If you can't talk, at least walk. If you can't walk, at least sit in a position where someone can see that something is wrong. And when you see this caged bird, like it was in a cage, its legs were tight, but at least it had that voice which he used to sing loudly so that other people out there to know, like to hear and know that there's something wrong.
It's not a good thing to do. To keep animals, like they call them the kasupus. They put them in cage, then they start singing in the morning, in the afternoon, every time. It's not a good thing. The good thing is to keep the kasuku where it is, then people go and see them from there. You don't inconvenience them because they are in that environment where they have been born and grew up in. But the moment you shift them from that environment, already it's a violation of animal rights. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Annie? Tanya?
Me, I think the caged bird was crying to overcome its captivity away from oppression and abuses in the cage. That's why it was calling for help to overcome all that.
I can understand what it means when someone is crying. Let me give you an example. Like if you are in a situation whereby you want something, but that something you're prohibited to reach there, to get it. You will say, I need this. And I think the best way would be like a child. When a child is crying and sits his feet down on the ground, but he cannot get it. But he has not stopped crying for it. He still wants to cry. The level of cries is different. For a child who can just walk to the fridge and pick what he wants, because he's free, he can make a choice. He can say, today in the fridge I have banana, I have apples, I have pineapple. I think I want pineapple. He's spreading the wings freely. He's not like this child who has nothing to eat, and if someone just throws something, he has no choice, he has to eat. But he also wants to eat. The bird that is caged is really crying for freedom. He's crying for freedom, but he has not stopped crying. He has his way. He is not free. He's not at liberty. The liberty has been curtailed in a cage, but he still sings of freedom. Now you look at the free bird and the caged bird, they both sing of freedom. They both want to be free. Even the other one, free bird thinks of another breeze. Because if he's in this situation, he feels he wants something better. Now, when we think of this caged bird, we know our society. We have people who have no food to eat. But there are people who also need food to eat. There are people who have food to eat, but they don't have love. They don't have people to care for them. The level of freedom is different. And this Bob mentioned that the struggle starts somewhere and has to keep going. Because if you give up,
It's a relay race.
so whether you are caged, you will think of freedom. Whether you are not caged, you also need that freedom. So freedom is natural in us. Yeah.
When you have it, you wish it.
Yeah.
When you wish it, you need to have it.
Yeah. And when we look at our societies, that cage represents something. How can we brainstorm quickly? What do you think the caged bird represents in our society, in our way of life?
Restrictive laws.
Restrictive laws,
Yeah.
Culture norms.
cultural norms, religion, religious
People's mindsets.
mindset, attitude,
Yeah.
stigma. All this, you see, it represents it cages us somehow, somewhere.
Anxiety.
Anxiety.